I'm slightly afraid my child's first word will be Bungus. Thank you so much for the 27 months of Prime, Guapo. I appreciate it. I hope your child's first word will be Bungus. I hard mull for sketchy info and skillfully avoid drawing horse. Okay. Martian, hope you're feeling better in all ways other than I'm still coughing. Trying to talk makes me cough. You wrote Rouge the proper way? Oh, okay, fair enough. This got nerfed, right? This used to cost 3, didn't it? I unnerfed it with my Mercrotter scribe. Who put those pickled cucumbers in my cherished stew? Mm-hmm. A hard halt mull for horse, then skillfully shove it in the bottom of my deck. Alright. Point them to the Boo stream. Like, how do I explain to my parents why my child keeps saying Bungus? You don't. You just let it happen. And then they start saying Bungus. And then everyone's happy.
Job's done.
Alright. I have a 4 mana Thunderbringer. And my opponent has this thing still on board. Is today Bungus Day? Every day's Bungus Day if you believe. If you believe in the Bungus. This is the funniest part of this deck to me. Why is there an Enhancer Mechano of all things? I guess it's got 2 Enhancer Mechano and it's got 2 Battleground Battlemaster. My kid started saying the nuts and my wife is not happy. Uh-oh. My wife doesn't like it when I say the nuts either, to be honest.
Let the Badlands burn. Catch a few.
Though I may fall, our people will persevere.
Do it. I dare you. They already say get wrecked, scrub, and skill issue? Good, good. And patches. Darn it. This had better be enough.
There be no treasure 6 feet under your heart.
Do it. Do it. You won't. All you need to do is find Wind Bungus and where you just win, right? Rude.
Raise me, hearties.
16 for it is lethal if I can kill this. Do I have a way in here to kill it? No.
Choices, choices.
I do say, I seem to have lost the surface.
You know, I don't even know if that was a good idea, to be honest. I think my previous hand was fine.
Better speed it.
Sorry, Squishy, I'm looking.
Feeble fraud, feeble fraud.
Hi, Jordan. Yeah, enhance would have been the one to hit, huh? But we got there, it's fine. Well, chat, all I can say is I hate this deck. I hate all my opponents. I hate all of you. And I hate everything else.
I cannot wait to read these. I'll make my father proud.
Honestly, my opponent should be arrested for playing cards against you. True. Evil MartianBuu spreading negativity. Well, I'm sorry, Pug, not you. Alright, just everybody else. Just kidding. I love you guys.
Green mix red mean no day.
Chat, I have a question about whether or not this deck is stupid. I just like, ugh. This even worked as intended, and I'm upset, right? Like, is it working as intended makes me draw patches.
Sorry, Squishy, I'm working.
Hmm.
No drop battle.
I'll make my father proud.
Who did you play cards with in the early 2000s before online clients? I would go in person to events.
Time for prayer and time for
Also, all of my friends were into the card games I was into, so when we hung out, we would play cards. And there was a Pokemon Game Boy game. Hey, I can just play that raw.
Drop battle.
Let your faces consume.
Oh wow, you actually had people to play with. It sounds impossible to me to have someone to play with before online clients. Yeah. I'm as into card games as I am today because I grew up playing card games with my friends. So it's the only thing I like to do.
I cannot read them.
That's how we spent our weekends. My dad would drive us to various Pokemon events.
Quickly.
I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! In the school library as a kid. Good times. Real.
Suffer. Suffer. Mortal.
Should I shuffle this? I feel like I should. Like I can actually play it, so.
I'll make my father proud.
Love you too, Crazy Crow. How long did it take you to figure out how many energies to put into a deck? Not too long. I don't have a strong memory of that. I was like 9 when I started playing. Seems hard to you without outside help. I mean, like, to get me to play the real version of the card game, it took outside help, so I guess the point's moot. Before that,
I cannot read them.
my siblings and I were just like, you know, we had a stack of our 5 coolest looking Pokemon, and we just list the name of the attack on the thing.
May the light grant you peace.
I lose. God, I hate this deck. I hate it so much. This deck is ass. The deck that I played as a kid, my very first deck was called Flight Time. And to make it into the Flight Time deck, you had to be one of 2 things. You could either be a flying type Pokemon, or you could have wings, and you would make it into the deck. And I was very strict about this. I did not, so in order to get to 60 cards, all right, I needed another card. And Gyarados is a flying type. Magikarp is not. So I put in Gyarados as a stage 1 for my 60th card. And that was my Flight Time deck. That was my first one. The first deck I took to a tournament was my Rat and Mouse deck. They had the first like really big tournaments were called Super Trainer Showdowns, and I believe I went to all the East Coast ones, and by East Coast I mean West Coast. I think I went all the West Coast ones. But yeah, this is at the Queen Mary, and at some point in the week prior to the event, I needed another Raichu for my Rat and Mouse deck. If you can guess, all right, it had Raticate and it had was it Rat and Mouse or was it Cat and Mouse? There might have been Persians in there. I don't remember. Anyways, there was a Raichu line, there was a Raticate line in it, and that doesn't seem like enough lines, so I think it was a Cat and Mouse deck. Now that I think about it. And so I needed another Raichu for it. So when my mom and I were at Target, I asked her for a pack. I picked a pack with a Raichu on it because I wanted a Raichu, and I opened it up and it had a Raichu in it. So I got my Raichu that way, my last Raichu. And then, so we go to the Super Trainer Showdown, and I don't remember a lot of it because I was a children, chat. Come on, that was forever ago. But my big memory of it, the cool memory that I remember is Gym Heroes hadn't come out yet. That was the first set that had trainer titles in it, and they had them on display like the next big set coming out. Like, they didn't have a preview season, the internet wasn't in full bloom yet, so in order to see stuff like that, you'd have to go to big events where you could see it on display. So it was like my first big like ability to see things like that, and so that was really cool. I remember being like, oh, trainer Pokemon, Team Rocket Scyther, oh. But anyways, my other memory from that event was getting my butt handed to me. All right, because this is way back in the day, before like the modern checks and balances were set up. And so I started with like, what was it, 40 HP? I think so. Clefairy is 40 HP or 30? Gosh, it's been a long time. It's something like stupid low. Oh, this must have been a different trainer challenge. Because I had Clefairies in Flight Time. I did not have them in Cat and Mouse.
What would Fairy have done?
Clefairy had 40 HP. Did I even have Clefairy, or was I using something else? I don't remember. It's been a long time, chat. I know I went to a couple of those things, so maybe I'm mixing up my memories. But either way, my experience at the Super Trainer Showdown was my opponent going Professor Oak, plus power, double colorless on their Jigglypuff, and knocking out my only Pokemon in play before I ever got a turn. That was that. So I played a lot of decks like that in the earliest days, where like I'd pick a theme and I'd build it. My first meta deck that I can remember was Dark Vileplume Murkrow. So the Murkrow had an attack for 1 dark energy that it was mean luck. Your opponent's active Pokemon can't retreat as long as Murkrow is in the active position. His second attack for a dark and a colorless does 20 damage to any of your opponent's Pokemon. So you pick one and you deal 20 damage to it. So what you can do is you can use Mean Look to strand a useless Pokemon in the active position and then pepper around it with Feint Attack to just knock them out without your Murkrow taking any damage. The issue with that is it only prevents retreating, it doesn't prevent switches. So the solve for that is Dark Vileplume. Dark Vileplume makes it so that neither player can use trainer cards as long as it's out. So,
just like you.
that sounds so slow. But it it would take forever to win, but you couldn't lose, right? So like you win as soon as you set up the lock. What's your opponent gonna do? Like there were a ton of Pokemon in the game. Like it gets slower actually, Guapo. All right, because the most important Pokemon in the environment at the time were the baby Pokemon. So they would have like the primary one was Cleffa. So Cleffa had, for 1 energy, you could shuffle your hand into your deck and draw 7 cards, and it just kind of fixed everything, having access to Cleffa. Because you, like, instead of just oaking all the time, you could, you know, you had a setup Pokemon, and, you know, you could continually reshuffle in your hand and set up instead of not doing that.
Behold the tools of creation.
And but the thing with the Cleffas and the other baby Pokemon is, while they didn't have any like offensive attacks, they had a special rule that whenever you would try to attack them, you had to flip a coin, and if tails, you failed to attack. So you would double gust one up, hit it with the Mean Look on Murkrow, and if you got heads, that Cleffa's stuck there forever, and it can't do anything. So now you can do your thing with the Feint Attack where you're peppering their bench, but instead of just getting to do it, now you have to flip every single time. So the slow death by 1,000 cuts is now even more cuts. Hi Ash. Hope the Hearthstoning is going good. It's going terribly, actually. I hate this deck. But thank you.
Behold the tools of creation.
That sounds so evil. Dark Vileplume is one of the more hated cards of early Pokemon. For sure. It might be the most hated. And Cleffa's attack sounds so good. I think Cleffa is the most important card for its time of history, because Cleffa was a 3 or 4 of in literally every deck. And even though there have been powerful support Pokemon since then that you could expect to be in a deck, like in every deck or whatever, like it's never that many quantities, and there's usually like, well, I'm talking about Pokemon Ash, not like there's always something like Professor Oak where there's like a supporter that's the best supporter and it gets played. I'm specifically talking about Pokemon. But like the best trainer draw always gets played. But like Cleffa was played not, you know, not like in 90% of decks, and not, you know, most would play 3 or 4, and but like there's still a few that don't. It was in 100% of decks at a count of either 3 or 4, and that has never happened since, as far as I can remember. Heading out now. Good luck with the rest of your games. Hope the deck treats you better. Haha. See you later, Mary. Whew.
I see you've brought guests. Job's done.
Wow. My opponent has deadly feet. Would Cleffa be good today? There's a similar Cleffa that gets played, not in the same way. It's 30 health. It has 0 energy attack. That's draw until you have 7. I don't think the original Cleffa would be good today. Having to attach an energy to it is kind of bad. And while like having to flip to attack it would be a little obnoxious, it's not like the same. I don't think. No! Gosh darn it. I was trying to play this and this. Isn't it risky to use something so fragile like Cleffa since it dies so easily? That's part of the point. You want it to die. It's only worth 1 prize. And so like that's good for like if most of your deck gives up 2 prizes, it doesn't matter, right? Like that's a free prize because your opponent still has to take 2, 2, and 2 to get to 6. But if your opponent takes the easy KO on the Cleffa, then your cards that are activated by being behind on prizes, like Countercatcher. Countercatcher is Gust and Wind, but it only works if your opponent is winning. So like your opponent takes the Cleffa, and now you can gust up whatever you want, you know, stuff like that. It also, like, if your opponent's taking their prize, then Lily draws less cards, Iono gives them less cards. That's, you know, there's a lot of reasons why it's either good or fine if your opponent knocks out the Cleffa. How to get our chat to be shown on MartianBuu screen? Like, I can see Guapo Pescado on MartianBuu. Oh wait, I just saw. Haha, nice.
I'll make my father proud. Strike! Then strike harder!
I won't lie to you, I don't see the benefit of Battleground Battlemaster and Enhance Mechano either. Everything already has Wind Fury. Does MartianBuu accept our friend requests on Battle.net? No, I hate friends.
Do you have this in a bigger size?
think this person is addicted to Wind Fury. Must be. Wow, this is surreal. This is my first time experiencing a streamer talking and replying to you. Well, very good. My opponent didn't draw the funny card they need. All right, well, there we are. What it does, Inferno.
This is just a practice round.
This is just a practice round. Okay, fair enough. Chat, I actually had fun playing Warrior the last few days. I was trying to give it a rest, but Death Rattle Rogue. This is poop stank rogue, right? It doesn't deserve to be called Death Rattle Rogue. The Warrior deck is sweet. Yeah, it was pretty sweet. Ran out of water. I guess I'll go get some soon. Warrior is unreasonably fun and wild. Yeah. How the turntables have turned. Later, War Chasers. Ooh, announcement from Play Hearthstone. What just happened? Come back. Forget playlists. Your Hearthstone Wrapped 25 is here.
What would father have done?
Better speed it up.
Only 200,000 people hit Legend this year? It seems really low.
Sorry, Squishy, I'm working.
Monsters beneath you.
What do you think my opponent's up to? I haven't done anything yet. That was quite rude.
Monsters beneath you.
Egg? Oh my G, I finally managed to catch MartianBuu live and he is playing Bungus Rogue? Yes, I am playing the worst deck I've ever seen. It's true. But happy to see you. Let's get Wind Fury. 0 Wind Fury is very good. Ugh, and Divine Shield on the one I need to die. Great.
Better you than me.
Yeah, Bungus is way easier to pronounce than that human's name. It's true. D-Hanso Meccano, true. And Hanso such a troll? Yeah, I don't understand why that's in this deck. I have no idea. It's in there for the culture, I guess. Chat, am I allowed to be done with this deck after this, by the by? Can that just be it? And then never, ever, ever again, ever? Yeah? Okay. It is legal if they just trade their Umbra, huh? Plague of Flames. Trust. By the way, I love your Sothrazi video. The deck is kind of bad, but it's so fun. The deck's really good. I watch every single MartianBuu video for around 2+ years, and I finally subscribed today. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, we got Mega Wind Fury. I think we won. We won. We'll give it to him though. I'm never playing this deck again. I hate it. I don't know why you guys love it. It's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.